Finding peace within yourself is like discovering a hidden treasure. It's always been there, waiting for you. But you need to know where to look. Imagine walking through life carrying a heavy backpack full of worries, stress, and negative thoughts. Now, picture yourself setting that backpack down and feeling lighter, freer, and more at ease. That's what inner peace feels like. It's not about having a perfect life or never facing problems. It's about finding a calm, quiet place inside you that stays steady even when the world around you is chaotic. Think about the last time you felt truly at peace. Maybe it was watching a beautiful sunset, or sitting quietly in nature, or sharing a laugh with someone you love. That feeling of calm and contentment, that's a glimpse of the inner peace we're talking about. The good news is, you don't have to wait for those rare moments to find peace. You can learn to create that feeling within yourself anytime and anywhere. In this journey we're about to take together, we'll explore simple yet powerful ways to uncover this treasure of inner peace. You'll learn how to tap into that calm, peaceful part of yourself, even when life gets tough. It's like having a superpower that helps you stay balanced and centered, no matter what's going on around you. Now, let's talk about why finding inner peace is so important. Without inner peace, life can feel like you're constantly caught in a storm. Imagine being on a small boat in the middle of a choppy sea. The waves are high, the wind is strong, and you're struggling just to stay afloat. That's what life can feel like when you don't have inner peace. You're tossed around by every problem, worry, or negative thought that comes your way. But when you have inner peace, it's like you've learned to navigate those stormy waters. The waves might still be high, and the wind might still be strong, but you're no longer at the mercy of the storm. You've found your balance. You can steer your boat with confidence, knowing that no matter how rough the sea gets, you have the inner strength to handle it. Think about how often you feel stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed. Maybe you lie awake at night, your mind racing with worries about work, relationships, or the future. Or perhaps you find yourself snapping at loved ones because you're feeling tense and irritable. These are all signs that your inner peace is disturbed. When you lack inner peace, even small problems can feel huge. It's like wearing glasses that make everything look bigger and scarier than it really is. You might overreact to minor setbacks or feel defeated by challenges that you could otherwise handle. This constant state of stress and unease can take a toll on your physical health, your relationships, and your overall happiness. But here's the thing. Life doesn't have to feel this way. When you cultivate inner peace, you're giving yourself a precious gift. You're creating a safe harbor within yourself, a place of calm and clarity that you can return to whenever you need it. With inner peace, you can face life's challenges with more grace and resilience. You'll find yourself responding to problems rather than reacting to them. It's like having a wise friend inside you, always ready to offer comfort and guidance. Having inner peace doesn't mean you'll never feel upset or stressed. You're human, after all, and it's natural to have a range of emotions. But inner peace gives you a foundation of stability. It's like having roots that go deep into the ground. When the winds of life blow hard, you might sway, but you won't break. Imagine waking up each morning feeling centered and ready to face the day, rather than dreading what might go wrong. Picture yourself handling conflicts at work or at home with patience and understanding, instead of getting caught up in anger or frustration. Think about how it would feel to look at your problems with a clear, calm mind, seeing solutions where you once saw only obstacles. This is the power of inner peace. It transforms not just how you feel, but how you live. It affects every part of your life, your health, your relationships, your work, and your overall sense of well-being. When you're at peace with yourself, you're better able to connect with others, to pursue your goals, and to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. Finding inner peace is like turning down the volume on the noise and chaos of the world, so you can hear the quiet wisdom of your own heart. It's about creating space in your life, space to breathe, to think, to feel, and to be truly present in each moment. Now that we understand why inner peace is so important, you might be wondering, how do I actually find this peace within myself? Don't worry, that's exactly what we're going to explore together. In this video, I'll share with you 5 simple yet powerful ways to cultivate inner peace in your daily life. Think of these methods as different paths leading to the same destination, that place of calm and contentment within you. Some might resonate with you more than others, and that's okay. The journey to inner peace is personal, and what works for one person might not work for another. The key is to be open, to experiment, and to find what feels right for you. First, we'll talk about mindfulness. This is a fancy word for something very simple, paying attention to the present moment. I'll show you how easy it can be to practice mindfulness in your everyday life, even when you're doing something as ordinary as washing dishes or taking a walk. Next, we'll explore the importance of accepting your feelings. Many of us spend a lot of energy fighting against our emotions, especially the uncomfortable ones. But I'll explain how making friends with all your feelings, yes, even the difficult ones, can lead to greater peace. We'll also dive into the power of living in the present moment. So often, we get caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. I'll share some simple techniques to help you stay grounded in the here and now, where peace is always available. Then, we'll talk about gratitude. Being thankful might seem simple, but it's a powerful tool for finding peace. I'll give you some easy ways to bring more gratitude into your life, even on tough days. Lastly, we'll explore how connecting with something bigger than yourself can bring a deep sense of peace. Don't worry, this isn't about religion or complicated spiritual practices. It can be as simple as spending time in nature or finding ways to help others. But we won't just talk about these ideas. I'll also guide you through a short, calming exercise that you can try right away. This will give you a taste of what inner peace feels like and show you how accessible it can be. Remember, finding peace within yourself isn't a one-time thing. It's more like tending a garden. You plant the seeds, you water them regularly, and over time, you watch them grow and bloom. Some days, your inner garden might feel lush and peaceful. Other days, it might feel a bit wild or overgrown. That's all part of the process. As we go through each step, try to keep an open mind. You might find that some of these practices come naturally to you, while others feel more challenging. That's perfectly normal. The goal isn't to do everything perfectly. It's to start where you are and gradually build more peace into your life. Think of this video as a friendly guide on your journey to inner peace. I'm not here to give you strict rules or complicated techniques. Instead, I want to offer you simple, practical tools that you can use in your everyday life. These are things you can do whether you're a busy parent, a stressed-out student, or anyone else looking for more calm in their life. As we explore each method, I encourage you to think about how you might apply it in your own life. Maybe you'll decide to start your day with a few minutes of mindfulness, or perhaps you'll choose to practice gratitude before you go to bed each night. The beauty of this journey is that you get to choose what works for you. Remember, finding peace within yourself is not about changing who you are. It's about uncovering the peaceful, calm part of you that's always been there. It's about learning to listen to your own inner wisdom and finding your own unique way of moving through the world with more ease and grace. So, are you ready to begin this journey? Are you ready to discover the peace that's been waiting for you all along? Let's take the first step together. In the next part of our video, we'll start by exploring mindfulness, a simple yet powerful way to bring more peace into your everyday life. But before we dive in, I want you to know that you've already taken an important step just by being here, by choosing to prioritize your inner peace. That choice, that intention, is like planting a seed. As we go through these practices together, we'll be watering that seed, helping it grow into something beautiful and lasting. So take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's begin our journey to finding peace within yourself. Remember, this journey is not about reaching a destination. It's about enjoying the path, learning as you go, and gradually uncovering the peace that's always been within you. As we move forward, keep in mind that finding inner peace is not about eliminating all stress or problems from your life. That's not realistic, and it's not even desirable. Life is full of challenges, and those challenges help us grow and learn. Instead, think of inner peace as a way of relating to life's ups and downs with more ease and resilience. Imagine you're learning to swim. At first, you might struggle against the water, feeling like you're fighting to stay afloat. But as you learn and practice, you start to relax. You realize that the water can support you if you let it. You learn to move with the currents rather than against them. That's what cultivating inner peace is like. You're learning to flow with life rather than constantly struggling against it. As we explore each method for finding inner peace, I encourage you to approach them with curiosity and openness. Don't worry about doing things perfectly. There's no such thing as perfect peace or a perfect practice. It's all about progress, not perfection. You might find that some days, these practices come easily to you. Other days, they might feel more challenging. That's completely normal. The key is to be gentle with yourself, to keep showing up, and to trust the process. Even on days when you don't feel particularly peaceful, the very act of trying, of making the effort to connect with your inner calm, is valuable. Remember, too, that finding peace within yourself is a personal journey. What brings you peace might be different from what brings peace to someone else. As we go through these methods, pay attention to what resonates with you. Notice what feels good, what feels challenging, what brings you a sense of calm or clarity. This awareness will help you create a practice that's truly meaningful and effective for you. Also, keep in mind that finding inner peace is not about escaping from life or avoiding difficult emotions. It's about developing the capacity to be with all of life, the joys and the sorrows, the easy times and the hard times, with a sense of balance and equanimity. It's about building an inner strength that allows you to engage fully with life while maintaining a core of calmness and stability. As we move forward, I invite you to think of this journey as an adventure. You're exploring the landscape of your own mind and heart. Like any adventure, there might be some challenges along the way. You might encounter some inner obstacles or resistance. That's okay. In fact, it's a natural part of the process. Each obstacle is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to deepen your understanding of yourself. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. Millions of people around the world are also seeking inner peace. Some have been practicing for years, while others are just starting out, just like you might be. We're all in this together, all part of a global community of people who want to live with more peace, more joy, and more connection. So, as we prepare to dive into our first method, mindfulness, I invite you to take another deep breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice the air moving in and out of your lungs. This simple act of paying attention to your breath and your body is already a step towards inner peace. It's a moment of being present, of connecting with yourself. Are you ready to continue this journey? Are you ready to explore the depths of your own inner world and discover the peace that's waiting for you there? Let's move forward together with open hearts and curious minds, ready to uncover the treasure of inner peace that's been within you all along. Understanding inner peace, your personal calm center. When we talk about inner peace, we're talking about something that's both simple and profound. It's like having a calm, quiet place inside you, no matter what's happening outside. Imagine you're in a cozy room, looking out the window at a stormy day. The wind is howling, the rain is pouring, but you're safe and warm inside. That's what inner peace feels like. It's a sense of being okay, even when things around you aren't perfect. But inner peace isn't just about feeling calm. It's also about having a clear mind and an open heart. When you have inner peace, you can think more clearly. It's like the difference between trying to see through muddy water and looking into a clear, still lake. With inner peace, you can see things as they really are, without your vision being clouded by stress, worry, or negative thoughts. Inner peace also helps you deal with your emotions better. It's not about never feeling sad, angry, or scared. Those feelings are all part of being human. Instead, inner peace gives you a steady base to handle these emotions. It's like being an oak tree with strong roots. The wind might blow your branches, but you won't topple over. Having inner peace doesn't mean your life will always be smooth and easy. Problems will still come up, and you'll still face challenges. But with inner peace, you'll have the strength and clarity to face these challenges without getting overwhelmed. It's like having a trusty flashlight when you're walking through a dark forest. The path might still be tricky, but at least you can see where you're going. One important thing to understand about inner peace is that it's not something you can force. You can't just tell yourself, Be peaceful now, and expect it to happen instantly. Finding inner peace is more like growing a garden. You create the right conditions, you nurture it patiently, and over time, it naturally flourishes. Also, inner peace isn't about being passive or not caring about things. Some people think that to be peaceful, they need to avoid all conflict or ignore problems. But that's not true peace, that's avoidance. Real inner peace gives you the strength to face problems head-on, to stand up for what's right, and to make positive changes in your life and the world around you. Another key aspect of inner peace is self-acceptance. It's about making peace with who you are, including your strengths and your flaws. When you have inner peace, you're not constantly fighting against yourself or wishing you were different. You can acknowledge your mistakes and weaknesses without beating yourself up about them. This self-acceptance frees up a lot of energy that you can then use in more positive ways. Inner peace also affects how you relate to others. When you're at peace with yourself, you're likely to be more patient, kind, and understanding with other people. You're less likely to get caught up in petty arguments or to take things personally. This can lead to better relationships and a greater sense of connection with others. It's important to remember that inner peace is not a destination you reach once and then you're done. It's more like a skill that you continually practice and develop. Some days you might feel very peaceful, other days less so. That's normal. The goal is not to be perfectly peaceful all the time, but to gradually increase your capacity for peace and to be able to return to that peaceful state more easily when you get knocked off balance. Lastly, inner peace is deeply personal. What brings peace to one person might not work for another. That's why it's important to explore different methods and find what resonates with you. As we go through the next steps in this video, keep this in mind. Be open to trying different approaches and pay attention to what feels right for you. Now, let's talk about our first step towards finding inner peace, mindfulness. Don't worry if the word sounds complicated. Mindfulness is actually a very simple idea. It's all about paying attention to the present moment, without judgment. It's about being fully aware of what's happening right now, both around you and inside you. Think about how often your mind wanders during the day. You might be sitting in a meeting, but your thoughts are on what you'll make for dinner. Or you're watching a beautiful sunset, but you're worrying about tomorrow's to-do list. This constant mental chatter can make us feel stressed and disconnected. Mindfulness is a way to quiet that chatter and connect with the here and now. Practicing mindfulness is like exercising a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. And just like physical exercise, it has lots of benefits. Mindfulness can help reduce stress, improve focus, and even boost your immune system. But most importantly for our journey, it's a powerful tool for finding inner peace. So, how do you practice mindfulness? It's simpler than you might think. You can start right now, wherever you are. Take a moment to notice your breathing. Feel the air moving in and out of your lungs. Notice the rise and fall of your chest or belly as you breathe. That's mindfulness, simply paying attention to what's happening in this moment. You can practice mindfulness with any of your senses. For example, when you're eating, really pay attention to the taste, smell, and texture of your food. When you're walking, notice how your feet feel as they touch the ground. When you're listening to music, focus on the different instruments or the lyrics. One common misconception about mindfulness is that it's about emptying your mind of all thoughts. That's not the case at all. Thoughts will come and go, and that's perfectly normal. Mindfulness is about noticing those thoughts without getting caught up in them. It's like watching clouds pass across the sky. You see them, but you don't try to hold on to them or push them away. Mindfulness can be especially helpful when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed. By focusing on the present moment, you give your mind a break from worrying about the future or regretting the past. It's like pressing a reset button for your brain. You don't need any special equipment or a lot of time to practice mindfulness. You can do it for just a few minutes each day. Maybe you could try being mindful while brushing your teeth in the morning or while waiting in line at the grocery store. These little moments of mindfulness can add up to a big difference in your overall sense of peace and well-being. Remember, mindfulness is a skill that takes practice. At first, you might find your mind wandering a lot, and that's okay. The important thing is to gently bring your attention back to the present moment Whenever you notice your mind has drifted, don't get frustrated with yourself. Each time you notice your mind wandering and bring it back, you're strengthening your mindfulness muscle. As you get more comfortable with mindfulness, you might want to try a simple meditation practice. Find a quiet place to sit comfortably. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Start with just a few minutes and gradually increase the time as it feels right for you. Mindfulness isn't just about formal meditation, though. You can bring mindfulness into any part of your day. When you're washing dishes, focus on the sensation of the warm water on your hands, the smell of the soap, the sound of the dishes clinking. When you're out for a walk, notice the colors around you, the feeling of the breeze on your skin, the sounds of birds or traffic. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you're creating little pockets of peace throughout your day. You're training yourself to be present and aware, rather than caught up in stress and worry. This presence is a key foundation for finding lasting inner peace. Our next step on the path to inner peace is learning to accept our feelings. This might sound strange at first. After all, aren't some feelings bad? Shouldn't we try to get rid of negative emotions? Actually, fighting against our feelings often creates more stress and tension. Accepting our feelings, on the other hand, can bring a sense of peace and balance. Accepting your feelings is like making friends with yourself. Imagine you have a friend who's feeling sad or angry. Would you tell them to just stop feeling that way? Probably not. You'd likely listen to them, try to understand why they feel that way, and offer support. That's the kind of attitude we want to develop towards our own feelings. This doesn't mean you have to like all your feelings. It's natural to prefer happy feelings over sad or angry ones. But accepting your feelings means acknowledging that all emotions are part of being human. They all serve a purpose, even the uncomfortable ones. Sadness can help us process loss and connect with others. Anger can motivate us to make positive changes. Fear can keep us safe from real dangers. When we accept our feelings, we stop using energy to fight against them. It's like you're in a tug of war with your emotions. As long as you keep pulling, the rope stays taut. But when you accept your feelings, it's like dropping the rope. Suddenly, there's no more struggle. So how do we practice accepting our feelings? The first step is to notice what you're feeling without judgment. Instead of thinking, I shouldn't feel this way, try to observe your feelings with curiosity. Oh, I'm feeling angry right now. That's interesting. Next, try to locate where you feel the emotion in your body. Does anger make your jaw clench? Does sadness create a heaviness in your chest? By connecting with the physical sensations of your emotions, you're acknowledging them in a very real way. It can also be helpful to name your feelings. Sometimes we have vague sensations of discomfort without really knowing what we're feeling. Taking a moment to identify and name your emotions can make them feel more manageable. I'm feeling disappointed, or I'm feeling nervous about this presentation. Remember, accepting your feelings doesn't mean you have to act on them. You can feel angry without lashing out. You can feel afraid without running away. Accepting your feelings gives you the space to choose how to respond, rather than just reacting. Another important aspect of accepting your feelings is self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when you're experiencing difficult emotions. Instead of criticizing yourself for feeling a certain way, try to offer yourself understanding and support. It's okay to feel this way. This is a tough situation, and it's natural to feel upset. Accepting your feelings also means allowing them to pass naturally. Emotions are like waves. They rise, peak, and then subside. When we accept our feelings rather than fighting them, we allow this natural process to occur. It's like letting a wave wash over you instead of trying to hold it back. This practice of accepting your feelings can be especially powerful when dealing with stress or anxiety. Often, we add to our stress by getting anxious about being anxious or stressed about being stressed. By accepting these feelings, we can reduce this additional layer of distress. It's important to note that accepting your feelings doesn't mean wallowing in negative emotions or using them as an excuse for harmful behavior. It's about acknowledging your feelings so you can deal with them in a healthy way. If you find yourself consistently overwhelmed by certain emotions, it may be helpful to talk to a therapist or counselor. As you practice accepting your feelings, you might notice that they become less overwhelming over time. It's like making friends with a dog that used to frighten you. The more you calmly acknowledge its presence, the less threatening it becomes. Remember, accepting your feelings is a skill that takes practice. Be patient with yourself as you learn. Some days it might feel easier than others, and that's okay. The goal is progress, not perfection. By learning to accept all your feelings, the comfortable and the uncomfortable, you're taking a big step towards finding inner peace. Our next step on the journey to inner peace is learning to live in the present moment. This might sound simple, but it's actually something many of us struggle with. We often find ourselves caught up in thoughts about the past or worries about the future, missing out on the richness of what's happening right now. Living in the present is about fully experiencing and engaging with your current reality. It's about being here, now, rather than lost in memories or daydreams. When you're truly present, you're not rehashing old arguments in your mind or anxiously planning for tomorrow. You're simply here, aware and alive in this moment. Think about a time when you were fully absorbed in an activity, maybe playing a sport, creating art, or having a deep conversation with a friend. In those moments, you weren't thinking about anything else. You were completely present. That's the state we're aiming for, not just in special moments, but in our everyday lives. Living in the present doesn't mean you never think about the past or future. It's natural and often necessary to reflect on past experiences or plan for what's ahead. The problem comes when we spend too much time in the past or future at the expense of the present. It's like watching a movie but constantly thinking about the previous scene or wondering what will happen next, instead of enjoying the scene that's playing right now. So how can we practice living in the present? One simple way is to regularly check in with your senses. Take a moment to notice what you can see, hear, smell, taste, and feel right now. This brings your attention immediately to the present moment. Another technique is to focus on your current task, whatever it may be. Whether you're washing dishes, writing a report, or having a conversation, give it your full attention. Notice when your mind starts to wander and gently bring it back to what you're doing. It can also be helpful to remind yourself that the present moment is the only moment you can actually live in. The past is gone, and the future hasn't arrived yet. This moment, right now, is your life. By embracing it fully, you open yourself up to a deeper, richer experience of living. Living in the present can be especially powerful when dealing with worry or anxiety. Often, our worries are about things that might happen in the future. By bringing your attention back to the present moment, you can remind yourself that right now, in this moment, you're okay. Remember, living in the present is a practice. Your mind will wander. That's what minds do. The key is to notice when it happens and gently bring your attention back to the present. Each time you do this, you're strengthening your ability to live in the now. Our fourth step towards inner peace is practicing gratitude. Gratitude is simply the act of appreciating and being thankful for the good things in your life. It might sound too simple to make a real difference, but cultivating gratitude can have a powerful impact on your sense of well-being and inner peace. When we practice gratitude, we shift our focus from what's lacking in our lives to what we already have. It's like adjusting the lens through which we view the world. Instead of seeing all the things that are wrong or missing, we start to notice the abundance that's already present. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing that even in difficult times, there are still things to be thankful for. Maybe it's the support of a friend, the comfort of a warm bed, or simply the fact that you're alive and breathing. So how can we cultivate gratitude in our daily lives? One simple practice is to start or end each day by thinking of 3 things you're grateful for. These can be big things, like good health or a loving family, or small things, like a delicious cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset. You might want to keep a gratitude journal where you write down the things you're thankful for. This not only helps you practice gratitude in the moment, but also gives you something to look back on when you need a reminder of the good things in your life. Another way to practice gratitude is to express it to others. Tell your loved ones what you appreciate about them. Thank people for their kindness or help, even for small things. Not only does this boost your own sense of gratitude, but it also spreads positivity to others. Try to notice the little things throughout your day that you might usually take for granted. The warmth of the sun on your face, the taste of your food, the convenience of running water. These are all gifts that not everyone in the world has access to. Practicing gratitude can be especially powerful when you're going through difficult times. It doesn't make the problems go away, but it can help balance your perspective and remind you that good things still exist alongside the challenges. Remember, gratitude is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first, you might have to consciously remind yourself to look for things to be grateful for. But over time, it can become a natural habit, a lens through which you view the world. Our final step in finding inner peace is connecting with something bigger than yourself. This might sound intimidating or overly spiritual, but it doesn't have to be. Connecting with something bigger simply means recognizing that you're part of something larger than just your individual self. For some people, this connection comes through religious or spiritual beliefs. For others, it might be a sense of connection with nature, with humanity as a whole, or with a particular cause or purpose. The key is finding something that gives you a sense of meaning and perspective beyond your day-to-day concerns. Connecting with something bigger can help bring peace by putting our personal worries and problems into perspective. When we feel part of something larger, our individual troubles often feel less overwhelming. It's like stepping back from a painting. You can see the whole picture instead of just focusing on one small detail. So how can we practice connecting with something bigger? One way is to spend time in nature. Go for a walk in the woods, sit by the ocean, or look up at the stars. Let yourself feel small in comparison to the vastness of the natural world. This can be a powerful reminder that we're part of something much larger than ourselves. Another way is to engage in acts of kindness or service. When we help others or contribute to a cause we believe in, we connect with the broader human community. This can give us a sense of purpose and meaning that goes beyond our individual lives. You might also find this connection through creative pursuits. Whether it's making art, music, or writing, creative activities can sometimes give us a sense of tapping into something larger than ourselves. Meditation or prayer can be another way to connect with something bigger, depending on your beliefs. These practices can help us quiet our individual ego and open up to a broader sense of existence. Remember, connecting with something bigger doesn't mean you have to have all the answers about life's big questions. It's more about being open to the possibility that there's more to life than just our individual concerns and experiences. As we come to the end of our exploration of inner peace, remember that this is just the beginning of your journey. Finding peace within yourself is not a destination you reach once and then you're done. It's an ongoing process, a way of living and being in the world. We've covered 5 key steps: practicing mindfulness, accepting your feelings, living in the present, cultivating gratitude, and connecting with something bigger than yourself. Each of these practices can help you cultivate more peace in your life. But remember, you don't have to perfect them all at once. Start where you are and take small steps each day. Inner peace doesn't mean your life will always be calm or that you'll never face challenges. Instead, it gives you a stable foundation from which to face life's ups and downs. It's like having an anchor in a stormy sea. The waves might still come, but you have something steady to hold on to. As you continue on your path to inner peace, be patient and kind with yourself. Some days will be easier than others, and that's okay. The goal is progress, not perfection. Each time you practice mindfulness, each time you accept your feelings instead of fighting them, each time you express gratitude or connect with something bigger, you're strengthening your capacity for inner peace. Remember, too, that inner peace is deeply personal. What brings you peace might be different from what works for someone else. Feel free to adapt these practices to suit your own life and needs. The most important thing is that they resonate with you and help you feel more at peace. Lastly, know that by seeking inner peace, you're not just helping yourself. As you become more peaceful inside, you'll likely find that you spread that peace to others around you. Your calmness can be a gift to your family, friends, and community. So take a deep breath and take that first step on your journey to inner peace. The calm, steady center you're looking for has been within you all along. With patience, practice, and self-compassion, you can uncover it and let it guide you through life's journey. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose peace. May your path be filled with moments of calm, clarity, and deep contentment. Here's to your journey of finding peace within yourself.